Good evening, Merry Christmas, and welcome to a Christmas edition of What You've Been Listening to Lately. Tonight, I'm joined by my wife, Marcia, and Susie and Tim White have also joined us, who were in a previous episode. So we had this idea to do a Christmas version shortly before Christmas. So if you're wondering what you might want to listen to during the Christmas holidays, we've got 20 songs that we can help you with. So I'll start out. I will say I didn't think it would be hard to narrow it down to 5 songs, but it was hard. I had 7 songs and I just couldn't get to 5, but I just had to finally cut 2 songs out. But my first song is Silent Night by Stevie Nicks. Of course, we know Stevie Nicks from Fleetwood Mac, but it was a really good version of Silent Night. I will say it's kind of a country, kind of a rock version. It's really interesting. I was thinking if there was it's got that beat to it that if you wanted to slow dance to a Christmas song, that might be one that you could actually slow dance to. So Silent Night by Stevie Nicks, and it comes from the very special Christmas episode, volume 5. So Silent Night, Stevie Nicks. Marcia?
Well, I found it interesting. I don't really listen to country music. I don't like country music that much, but I found that I liked some of the Christmas country songs. I kind of was gravitating towards those. And my first one is Carrie Underwood's Mary Did You Know? And I think she just does a really good job of it. And that song is just has so much heart and emotion. And I just really like how, it focuses on Mary and her experience, and we kind of see it through a different viewpoint than some of the other religious ones. So I really like that one. I just think she did such a really, really good job with that song.
Really good, yeah.
Yeah. I love that song.
Susie,
I almost chose that song, but yeah, anyway, I won't. Yeah, I almost chose that song, but that's a good one.
Yeah.
Luckily, we didn't have any crossover, so that was good. All right, Susie, what's your first song?
Well, that's funny that it's Silent Night.
Okay.
By Jewel, but it's Jewel's version.
Yeah.
I like Stevie Nicks too. Jewel's version is like more of a lullaby. It's very acoustic and it's like kind of you're rocking your baby to sleep. So I know Jewel's a mom and I imagine her singing this to her babies. When they were little, maybe around Christmas time, but it's very, very pretty and very soothing and meditative. And so I like it.
Very good. Tim?
All right, so my first one is White Winter Hymnal from the Fleet Foxes. And it just kind of reminds me of like a chorus of elementary school kids with their red scarves marching off to school, maybe for the last day of school before Christmas or a holiday and stuff. Kind of has that vibe to it. So
Yeah.
just love it. And I love their harmonies and just they're so amazing.
Harmonies.
That's one I don't know, so I'll have to check that out.
I don't know that one. It'll be fun to make a playlist with all of them, and then that's something I can listen to, the next few days.
That's the idea. We have to stop though on the 26th. You can't listen, or can you continue to listen to Christmas songs
all the way through
until you take your Christmas tree down?
Yeah.
There you go. So we'll have time. All right. My second song is The Coventry Carol by Alison Moyet from Yaz. And this one comes off of the original Very Special Christmas, which is right there in the background. I love her voice. It's very distinctive. When you hear her, you know that's who it is. Like she's just got a distinctive kind of low female voice and beautiful. Coventry Carol, like you say, to me almost sounds like a lullaby too. It puts you in that chill mood, like Christmas, comfortable, nothing to do but just relax and maybe listen to music and think about the meaning of Christmas. And so that one's a great one. Coventry Carol by Alison Moyet.
I'm sticking with the country Christmas theme. with Rascal Flats. I'm not there. I like them. I'm not really like a fan of them as much, but I know when my kids were little, we used to listen to the Cars soundtrack all the time when they have a song on there. But I really like "I'll Be Home for Christmas" that they sing. That's a really emotional song, and I think a lot of times you look at like the happy side of Christmas and the joyful and the winter wonderland and all that. And it's just kind of an interesting, different take of, you know, maybe not like the happiest Christmas. So I really like their version of it. It was really good.
Good point. Christmas can be hard for a lot of people. So. All right. Any comments or feedback from your side?
I like sad Christmas songs too.
Yeah, some of those.
Yeah.
Probably more on Tim's side this year.
All right.
I did some upbeat and some quiet ones, but like more reverent ones. But my next one is I noticed that all the 5 songs I've picked are kind of they're not just people singing the Christmas songs and it's just kind of a different voice doing it, but they actually kind of sound like the genre of the band or the singer that sings it. So like Jewel did Silent Night, it sounded like a Jewel song.
Yeah.
Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas by the Pretenders. Sounds like the Pretenders. And it very much sounds like it. Chrissie Hynde really uses her voice in that to just sound like her. She's not trying to sound like anybody else. She's not trying to do all these fancy runs like Mariah Carey would do or something in one of her songs. I actually like Mariah Carey Christmas songs, but it's like the anti-Mariah Carey song, the way that Chrissie Hynde sings the Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. And it's also on that A Very Special Christmas album.
Yeah.
That was iconic in our youth, I know, in the 80s.
I still love it.
She sings it. She kind of goes off, just the way she sings. She kind of goes off a little key a little bit. She doesn't hold the notes out like a professional opera singer would or whatever. She does her thing, and it just sounds really pretty. I love that song. I like a lot of other versions of it too, but I thought that one was really neat the first time I ever heard it long ago.
Yeah, I have one comment. That album, the first edition of Very Special Christmas, all the artists sound like them. It's just, you're right on. Alison Moe sounds like her, and they all sound like, U2 sounds like them, so they do a really good job of matching them up. The second one, not so much. The second one wasn't quite as good, but
the second one.
Yeah, it's like you wouldn't even know probably any of the songs from that one, but they had a lot of them. I didn't realize they have so many versions of that. But anyway, Tim.
Okay, so my second one is O Come, Emmanuel by Manchester Orchestra. Last year they put out a Christmas album, Volume 1. So and I loved it. It was like 6 songs on there, I think, or 6 or 7. And then we're waiting this year for Volume 2, no Volume 2. So I'm a little like bummed out about that, but I really love Andy Hull's voice is just like really pure, and I love that song. I love the word rejoice, and that's in that song a lot. And I don't know, there's something about the word rejoice when it's sung. I really feel like I don't know, there's some kind of connection.
It's commanding you to rejoice.
Mm-hmm.
Be happy.
Be happy. Yeah. So yeah, O Come, Emmanuel, Manchester Orchestra.
That's another new one to us that we'll have to check out.
I'd like to listen to it.
So my third song is by Enya, and it's from A Very Special Christmas, Volume 3. It's a Silent Night, but it's Gaelic. So I don't know how to pronounce the title. It's spelled OICHE space CHIUM. And doing a little research, Oichi, or however you would pronounce it, means night. And it made me think, okay, noche in Spanish,
Hmm.
it's very similar.
Mm.
And when you look at the lyrics, they're probably a Latin-based, Gaelic is probably some kind of Latin-based language that's somewhat similar to Spanish. Somewhat.
Latin roots.
Yeah, a couple of the words were similar, but talk about a song that's a lullaby. Like, just when she's singing Enya, it's like that's what probably it sounds like in heaven. Like, just
Virtual.
just so peaceful, just beautiful song. And of course, Silent Night again. So I've got two versions of Silent Night, but this one, I mean, it's very peaceful. It's very angelic almost. Just an amazing version from Enya.
My next song is from this album, the Air Supply Christmas album.
Well, awesome
yeah.
cassette.
Yeah, this was from my high school. I was a big time Air Supply fan in high school.
They were the first thing I ever bought.
Oh,
on my
really?
cassette. Was an
Yeah.
air, the one with the balloon on the front.
Yeah, yeah.
Got the Christmas
So I
album.
still got this from my high school days, and it was hard to pick one because I actually like all of them, but I picked Winter Wonderland because I just like all the imagery in that song. I'm a big time, I love to watch like the cheesy Hallmark movies where they're always walking around and it's like Winter Wonderland and they're in these little towns. And I grew up watching a lot of soap operas, and like the Christmas days, they would always have like just so much like, you know, background, Christmassy background. And I just love all that Christmassy background. And I feel like that song really sets up those images of Christmas is just everywhere around you. And I'm just like a sucker for all those things. So
I want to listen to them now.
Yeah, me too.
I don't think
What's
I've
that?
listened to enough Air Supply Christmas songs. Now that you remind me.
yeah, I brought this up last year and I was like, we're gonna listen to this, kids. And I don't think we ever got around to it, but this year.
Awesome.
We
Do you still
saw
have a cassette player to play it on?
Yeah, I have a cassette
Yeah.
player.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We saw Air Supply in concert not too long ago.
Oh, wow.
They tour around.
Yeah, and they're in their 70s,
Yeah,
right?
they're in their early 70s.
Wow.
Mhm.
I admire these guys
Yep.
and gals.
All right.
Are we on
to
next
Whites.
one?
Yep.
Okay, well, you're going to be happy now. I got a little country in here.
Okay.
Not exactly what you think. I happen to really like whatever Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton do together.
Oh.
Okay, so I really like them together. And I like the songs that they make together. You Make It Feel Like Christmas is such an upbeat song that they came out with and they wrote together.
Oh.
And it takes the best of his voice and the best of her cool voice. And it's really upbeat and fun. There's a lyrical line that I really love. It says, "Sweet gingerbread made from molasses, my heart skipped and I reacted." What's the next line? "Can't believe that this is happening, like a present sent from God."
Oh.
So it's just them celebrating their love that they've found, their comfort of their relationship that they found together. So I love it, and it's so upbeat and it's fun.
And we
So
know
you
that,
feel like Christmas.
and that you love duets. We learned that
I-
in your
I
episode.
I'm gonna look for that one. I
I'm
don't know.
glad.
I don't know if I know that one. So I'm excited to listen to these
Yeah,
songs.
this is good.
It's a good one. Yeah. Okay, so I have a collab is my next one. It's Bing Crosby and David Bowie,
Hmm.
the London Symphony Orchestra doing Peace on Earth and Little Drummer Boy,
Mhm.
which I'm a sucker for medleys, like where they sing
Yeah.
over the top, especially like different songs. So I love that. And Little Drummer Boy is like probably my all-time classic Christmas song. You know, like anybody could sing it, I'll love it. I just love that song. And I think David Bowie holds his own with Bing Crosby on it. And like it's probably the best performance that David Bowie ever did, in my opinion. But so I just love that song.
It's really
I think we've
good.
probably all seen that video. It's just
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
really cool. They're in their nice little, I think someone's in a turtleneck maybe
Yeah.
by the piano, right? I think.
I think it was
Yeah.
surprising for people to see them together
Yeah.
on TV,
Yeah.
you know? It was
That's
one of those surprising collaborations.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it
very.
worked.
Totally
It sounded good. It didn't sound out like some of them are kind of really weird. They sounded great together, I
Oh yeah,
felt.
that's a classic. That's probably one of the most famous Christmas duets. I don't know, you would say maybe,
Yeah.
definitely. All right. Um, how could I not put a U2 song in? So of course, Christmas Baby, Please Come Home. Um, Also from the very special Christmas. Again, like what we were talking about, it sounds like it's not exactly U2, but it's obviously very distinctive U2. Um, the song is kind of sad, happy. It's like we're away, but please come home and remember the times that we had and stuff like that. So it has meaning maybe for a lot of people that might be apart from each other, but get to come home or you know and see each other for Christmas. So of course, my favorite band and Christmas that has to go in my list. Christmas Baby, Please Come Home.
I did put the
I was gonna pick that, Nolan, but I knew you would. So I'm off the hook.
Yeah,
It's my favorite band too. So
That's
that's
funny.
good.
I did put Mariah Carey in there. All I Want for Christmas Is You. I just feel like, you're at the grocery store and that song's going to come on inevitably when you're shopping. And it just, really puts me in the mood. And it's so different than some of the other songs I pick because I do really like, the religious ones that focus on Christmas and the reason and Jesus and that. But it's also nice to see the other side of just like, a fun little Christmas and a different focus. And she just pulls it off. So anytime you're in the grocery store, that song's going to come on probably.
Yeah, Christmas is just around the corner.
Yeah.
Gets us all going, I think.
Mhm.
Some people hate it, some people love it. I love it.
Well, Mariah is talented. Obviously,
Yeah.
we can't deny that she's an amazing.
Not deny it.
So, and it's a fun song. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun song. Mhm.
And you believe her. All she wants is for Christmas is you. She thinks it with conviction.
yeah.
She's from. Okay, is she from Jersey?
Uh,
No.
I can't
I
remember.
believe so.
I think
believe-
Oh,
so.
really?
Yeah, we'll have to check that out.
Maybe.
There's so many great singers from New Jersey.
Yeah.
Because I was going to pick a Whitney song too.
Oh, I know.
I was
But I
thinking
didn't.
about that one too.
Yeah, I didn't, but
Yeah, there's so many that are like just didn't quite make the cut. But
Mhm.
very good songs. Okay, is it Susie?
I just went with what was on the tip of my brain at the time when Tim
Yeah.
wanted to do this. And in 2006, David Archuleta came out with a Christmas album. And there's a song on there that I'd never ever heard before. And if I've never ever heard something before and I like it the first time, then I know that it was done really well. And he sings it's actually an old 16th century Spanish song
Oh.
called Riu 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 Chiu.
Mm.
And I think that's a Catalan word for river, Riu, because it's not your typical word for Spanish word for river, right?
Mhm.
But it sounds that makes sense.
Mhm.
Rio Ryu.
Chiu, I
Yeah.
guess it's more localized Catalan word for river.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's about the Virgin Mary being protected from supposedly a wolf who is trying to prevent her from carrying out her mission as the Virgin Mother of Christ.
Okay.
And you wouldn't know that just by listening to it because I had to look at the translation of the lyrics, but it's so beautiful. He sings it so beautiful. And I don't know, I know a little Spanish, but I'm no Spanish expert, but it sounds so beautiful in the Spanish language.
Yeah.
And I just love it. And the orchestration with it is beautiful. And the way it builds is beautiful. And the way he sings it is so gorgeous that I had to kind of look and see, what is he singing about? And it's about um, preserving. So Mary Magdalene is like the lamb. We usually think of Christ as the lamb, but Mary Magdalene is the lamb. The wolf is like Satan,
Hmm.
trying to mess everything up. And and you have this protective God is protecting Mary um, in order to have the Son of God. And it's cool. And I like the fact that it's such an old song. I looked it up on Wikipedia and it said it's like a Renaissance, it's like a Renaissance favorite or like one of the most popular top 5 Renaissance songs, right? So anyway, I thought I would include that in my top 5 Christmas songs. It's old and it's done really well in a new style by David Archuleta, and it's so pretty.
Definitely want to listen to that. I've never listened to that
Yeah.
one either.
You
You've
guys
got,
are doing good at
yeah, so many
bringing new
ones
songs to this.
that I definitely want to check out. Hmm.
Yeah. I hope you like it.
Okay, I've got Day After Tomorrow by Phoebe Bridgers. And I don't know if you're familiar with her, but
Bit.
she's just got such a beautiful, crisp, whispery, crisp voice. And it's a sad song. It's kind of the lyrics are heartbreaking. It's kind of a soldier replying back to a letter from his family on his kind of yearning to come home for Christmas. Um, and I wrote down some of the lyrics because I just thought they're so good. He says, I close my eyes every night. I dream that I can hold you. They fill us full of lies everyone buys about what it means to be a soldier. I still don't know how I'm supposed to feel about all the blood that's been spilled. Will God on his throne get me back home on the day after tomorrow? And it's just
Mm.
like, and it's just sung so beautifully. And I don't know, it just makes me feel like grateful for the people that maybe aren't able to
Yeah.
enjoy Christmas the way that we are sometimes. And also maybe those times where we don't, get to have our family near us or something like that, just what that feels like. And yeah, it's a really, really beautiful song, but sad song, sad Christmas song.
I don't know that song, honey. You've kept it from me.
Uh, I've played it before,
There's a
but
lot we don't know about Tim White.
oh yeah,
He's a
there
mystery
is a
man.
mystery.
Revealing his mysteries one episode at a time.
She did a song like she did a song on the one of the Killers um songs with uh Brandon on
Flowers.
Flowers.
Brandon Flowers on
Yeah,
the
I remember her being featured on it.
on
Oh.
the one where he wrote it about Nephi and growing up here.
Growing up in
So
Utah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hmm. Okay.
so you'd recognize her voice from that if you listen to that. I'm sure you've listened to that one.
I don't think I've listened to that one.
I think our kids have. That tells you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm stuck in my old music, which is a good segue to my
Check
fifth.
that one out. Definitely
Yeah.
Phoebe Year's Day After Tomorrow. You'll love that one.
Okay. Yeah. I've been listening to your suggestions. You got some good suggestions, and it's opening the doors to me to explore some new music. So that's pretty cool.
That's great. That's great.
So going back into the 80s again, from the original Very Special Christmas, Sting, Gabriel's Message. If there was a male angel that was singing, that would be Sting probably. It's just really cool. It sounds like not a Police song, but a Sting solo artist song. And it's biblical in its message, and it's pretty cool. Like introducing, Gabriel's message was to come and introduce that there would be a savior. And again, to talk about that album, these are artists that, yeah, they're probably Christian, but they sing songs that are based in biblical messages, and it's really cool to me. It's a short song. A lot of the Christmas songs are only 2 or 3 minutes, but one of my favorites.
I love that one too.
When I
So
think of the
angelic
album,
sounding.
that's
Yeah.
probably the one that first comes to my mind is that song. So
It's probably my favorite on that album.
yeah. Were you gonna use it, but you knew I would?
No, I just picked the ones I had, but I do love that song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty amazing.
I don't think I'm familiar with that one. I'll have to listen to
Yeah.
that.
You've probably heard it, but
Long time
Yeah.
ago.
I don't think it gets heavy rotation on the Christmas radio station, but it should.
yeah.
It should.
It's
It
a good
should
one.
get put in there.
Next, I picked Oh Holy Night, and I couldn't quite decide on the version. There's the Tracy Chapman version, which I like, but Celine Dion, I mean, she's nails that song every time. Yeah. So I'm just not going to pick one or the other. I love the song. It's such a good song. And they're both different versions, but I think they're both, just as powerful. But it's just a really good song. I'll listen to that song, whoever sings it.
Yeah.
And
I
the
love
Tracy Chapman version is on one of the very special Christmas
Mhm.
editions.
Oh, I need to listen to that one.
Yeah.
Her and I don't recall her singing a Christmas song.
Yeah, it's like Tracy Chapman would do the song. It's perfect again. It's just if you heard Tracy Chapman singing a Christmas song, that's what it exactly would sound like.
Cool, cool, cool. Well, I'm gonna end on an upbeat note, guys. I don't know how much more upbeat it can get than John Cougar Mellencamp. Singing I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. So rocking. It's so rocking. I just remember I know it was on the album that I do recently because we acquired this just a couple weeks ago. And so I was re-listening to all that stuff. But I also would hear it on the radio stations too. And I just love the song. It just sounds like him. It sounds like a John Cougar Mellencamp song, and it's just fun.
Yeah.
Just fun. And he kind of changes the lyrics just a little bit to kind of spice it up a little bit.
Can't go
Not
wrong
too
with
much,
Johnny
but
Cougar.
yeah. Great.
Yeah, that's kind of fun.
Dance around your kitchen.
Most songs that mention Santa Claus are more like little kid ones, so that's kind of a fun one. That's
Mhm.
Yeah, a little more adult. More mature.
Okay. So the last one I have is Fairy Tale of New York from the Pogues, featuring the late great Christy McCall and the late great Shane McGowan. It's probably my favorite modern Christmas song. Like for me, that's the first song I'll choose to listen to start my Christmas season off. And I don't know why, but I get kind of emotional when it comes on. I don't. The song's kind of weird, It starts off kind of this slow melody, and then goes into this Irish jig thing or something. But
Yeah.
I don't know, just something about Shane's voice and that he could write such a beautiful song. Like he's such a, I don't know, just kind of self-destructive human being, but like just to write something
Beautiful
so
soul.
beautiful he's
Yeah.
so beautiful. And just now that when he passed away and stuff, they sang it at his funeral and all the joy and stuff that all the people had around singing that. And so for me it's like it's always kind of, since it came out in the 80s, it's always been the song I'll listen to first, and that starts my Christmas off. And so I think that'll always be my favorite Christmas song.
Did they do other collabs together? Or did you do a lot of songs together?
I think they did a few things together, yeah, but I mean that's the most notable, famous one that you
Okay.
know.
Because I was watching some YouTube thing the other night and it was them, but I can't remember if it was that song or something else.
Yeah, I think they've
She
done some
sung-
other
she
they
sung
did
on
some
other
other
things.
things, yeah, because
Okay.
they toured together and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She was never that famous in the US, right? But she was quite famous in the UK.
in Ireland she's very famous,
Yeah.
yeah, and
Right.
um, but great voice, like just a really
Mhm.
awesome.
Yeah.
together they were just, I think, great in that song.
We made it.
Wow.
We didn't run out of time.
So many good songs to put together and
Yeah.
make a playlist out of.
Yeah. I had one, I'll just say real quick. The Eurythmics, Winter Wonderland didn't make my cut because we live in Texas and it's 74 degrees today. So we're not having a white Christmas here this year. So I was like, I'll take that one off the list. It makes me miss the fact that we're not having any snow here. So.
We don't have
Yeah,
snow
you're gonna
down
have
in the
to
valley yet.
Gonna have to flock your tree.
Do y'all have snow?
In the mountains.
And we should be getting snow this week.
Okay,
Coming in.
so you might get some, or
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been late coming.
Hmm.
Yeah.
We've had some little flurry showers in the last couple months, but nothing like leading up to Christmas,
Yeah.
except for the mountains, for the
Mhm.
skiers and the snowboarders only.
We may have to take a trip up into the mountains just to go be in the snow for a little bit.
Well, I'll give you a chance before we depart to say Merry Christmas to anyone you want to shout out to, and
We'll just say Merry Christmas to
Merry Christmas to my family that's not in Utah,
everybody in New
in
Jersey.
New Jersey,
In New Jersey.
my brother Lee, my stepdad Larry, uh, my sister Sherry down in southern Utah.
Mhm.
My brother Mark, he'll love this video.
Good.
He likes music a lot. And Margie is in Virginia. And yeah, everybody.
Right.
And his family's in California and in Idaho,
In Utah.
and Utah.
Mhm.
You spread out.
So all those peeps. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Wish we were all together. His mom's on a cruise.
Oh,
He's
wow.
on a cruise with his mom and her husband. So that's kind of funny. They've never done that on the holidays, but we're missing them.
Hmm.
Your turn, Marcia.
That's good.
Anyone you want to specific or just in general? or-
Nobody specific, I guess, just friends and family.
Yeah. Well, I'll say too, Merry Christmas to anyone who watches our video and enjoys these songs. Hopefully you enjoy them. And shout out to my family, mostly in Utah and Idaho, spread out a little bit, but our friends, wherever you may be, people who watch the other episodes that we've had. Merry Christmas to everyone, and take care and be safe and have a good night. And thank
Merry
you.
Christmas.
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Enjoy your music.
Thank you. We're going to listen to your songs.
Yeah, I'm excited to listen to them.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
All right. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, guys. Bye.
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 Bye.